Hello, everybody. We're live. We're live in our Goal Set group, and we're so excited to see you all here. Welcome, welcome. This is the Limitless Leader Accelerator workshop that you all have been waiting for, and many of you have registered way in advance, like a 2-3 weeks ago. Some of you just registered today. We just saw it all popping up. We're like, what's happening, right? There's almost over 1,500 people in the group already. And you know what? You guys said, yes, I am ready for up-leveling my leadership game. I'm ready to take back control of my life and start enjoying my life that I've worked so hard to create. That's why you're here today. Right? And, so often we get stuck in the hamster wheel, not knowing what it is that we want to be doing, just going through the motions. And now we've hit that spot. Many of you, that's why you're here, is you've hit the spot that something has to change, right? Something needs to change. The cycle needs to break. We need to move forward. And so that's what we're here to teach you. So I'm Maureen Siddiqui. I'm a high performance coach. I'm the CEO of Goal Set Coach. I'm here with our COO of Goal Set Coach, Alexis Lenahan. And I'm sitting here in Atlanta. Alexis is in Toronto, Canada. And we're here to, help you through this journey. So stay with us over the next 5 days. We're going to take you from, many of you, I have it written down here, what you guys have been putting, what you're struggling with. Many of you are feeling shy in front of the camera and want to show up very confidently. Many of you are, tired of not feeling clear on how you want to show up. Some of you just need that extra motivation. You want to just X that negative self-talk that you have going. Or you want to surround yourself with positive community. Some of you are saying that you don't even know what right opportunity to go towards. So what I'm telling you is that during this week, we're going to give you tools, these tools that high performers use. They've been used with Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, like these celebrity people that Alexis and I have been trained on, and we want to give them to you. And why do we want to give them to you? Is because that's who we are. We believe in sharing knowledge, not keeping knowledge to ourselves. So we want to make sure that you're getting all the tools that you need. So bring whatever it is, whatever goal it is that you want for yourself, for your life, for your family, for your team, for your business. Bring all of that and apply it to the tools that we're going to give you, and then we'll work through it. Now, let me tell you how this week is going to run. You should have received, if you registered and gave your email, you should have received a workbook in your email. You are going to need that because we are actually going to, this is a workshop. So there'll be action items, and you want to be, this is what the workbook looks like if you haven't seen it. So this is a workbook. It's about 11 pages, okay? It's about 11 pages. Each day you want to pull one of the sheets out. Today we're going to be going over day 1. This is mirrored, okay? Day 1, so you want to make sure you have that because you're going to be filling in. You want to be paying attention. Really important, guys, so make sure you have your workbook. If you don't have your workbook, comment below, I don't have a workbook. Your concierge, each one of you that has registered, has a concierge assigned to you to make sure that you have everything that you need, all the tools you need to be successful during this workshop, okay? And they have already either tagged you or tried to friend you. So if you see somebody that's trying to friend you and send you messages, that's from my team. It's not a problem. They're not trying to harass you. They're trying to make sure that your experience throughout this workshop is top-notch. Because we're high performers, we want to make sure that you are showing up and getting served as a high performer, all right? So that's what's going to happen with that, okay? Few of the housekeeping. Okay, we also have Brett Jackson, who's our community manager in the Goal Set group. If there's anything that you're, confused about, where do I find things? She can help you. Your concierge can help you. And there's also Daniela Reynolds, who's also there that can also help you with any questions that you have. If you don't know who your concierge is, they can assign one to you or tell you who you're assigned to. All right. Let's see here. Make sure we cover everything. Oh, bonus and giveaways. So what we like to do is bring a lot of fun and play when we are holding workshops. And a lot of people get excited about the giveaways that we have, because those are those extra tools that you might need. And yeah, we're going to tell you as we progress throughout the week what those are. And it's really going to come to those that are highly engaged, who are really participating. So we're watching your participation. We want to make sure that as you're participating, you're getting it, and we want to reward you for that. All right. So one of them, Brett already announced in the group, is to invite 5 friends this week into our group and have them watch, because you never know who may be dealing with something or wants to up-level their game. And if you invite those 5 friends, tag them. Let your concierge know that you've tagged them, and tag your concierge, and they will send you the 2 bonuses. We're going to give you 2 bonuses: the goal assessment tool and the CEO's secret weapon template. So you want to make sure that you're getting those, because those we will not necessarily be covering through the workshop. So those are extra things that you're going to get your hands on. All right. And then homework. Every day, we're going to give you an action item. Make sure you do it if you want to, because this is going to be a progression. So you need to do day 1 in order to do day 2, day 3, day 4, and so forth. Okay. So make sure you're doing the homework. Just bring it. And if you're not sure what it is, then just put whatever the first thing that comes. It's usually that thing that you're avoiding, that you want to work on. It's usually that. So if that's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that right now, that's the one you want to deal on. Okay. So put that one down that we want to work on. And yeah, Thursday, which is day 4, live. Make sure you're there. If you're not there live, you're going to miss out, but we're going to have our bonus prize that's going to go out on Thursday. Again, based on engagement. So if you're not here during the week, if you're watching a replay, you can still participate. It's all based on engagement. You need a comment, like, do your homework on the homework post. So after each live, we will make a post of what your homework is. On that homework post, in the comments, you're going to put down what are you doing for your homework. Okay. So that we know that you're up there. And if there's anything that you're dealing with, like, I need more clarity on this, or I want more confidence, whatever it is that it is, we want to know what that is, so we can, and what has your struggles been, so we can address it in this workshop. Like I said, there's 1,500 of you in this group. So our concierge is going to be letting us know what you guys are dealing with, so we make sure we address it during the workshop. Okay. Let's see, what else did I miss? Yeah, let's see. Okay, yes. After the 5 days, we have bonus sessions that will come into play. So we'll announce more of those towards the end, that we will bring on some expert friends. So on the weekend, you may see us pop in. It's an extension of the workshop, so just mark your calendars down. They will be at 2:30 Eastern on Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll have those guest experts come in addressing all the things that you are dealing with. That's why it's really important for you to do your homework, so we know what those are and we can address those during those times. Okay, and then Sunday evening, we're doing a private session where you get to interact with us in a Zoom call. So Sunday evening, we'll announce the time, we'll give you the link, but it's going to be in your email. So watch your emails from Goal Set Coach. You have to register at goalsetcoach.com to get these emails. When you register, that email will come out. We'll give you that private Zoom link where you get to interact with us live. Okay. All right, Alexis, anything else?
Yeah, no, a great kickoff. I just want to sort of reiterate, that we highly encourage you guys to download that workbook, because we've packed so much into this week for you guys, so much value, so much tools, techniques, and strategies, and you're not going to remember all of them beyond this week. So we really want you guys to have that, or if you don't right now, download it so that you have it for tomorrow, but grab a notebook and start jotting things down, because we move quickly here at Goal Set Coach. We've got a lot to share with you, and we want to make sure you're able to use this stuff beyond just this week. Because, we're showing up here for you 150%. We've put together the top strategies and tools that we use every day. And, in the topics that we've selected for this workshop, we're really pulling back the curtain and we're bearing it all. We're not keeping anything from you. These are some top tools that we share with our clients, that we share within our programs, our different programs and other workshops. And it's all here for you free this week. So I just ask that you guys get present to today, get present to this week, and just give yourself the gift of being here 100% fully in the moment, and open yourself up to a new perspective. There's some things that we're going to be sharing that maybe you've heard before, but maybe it's going to hit you a little bit differently at this point in your life, or this week, or this day. And then I'm sure there's going to be stuff that you've probably never heard of or never even thought of. So we just ask that you really open yourself up and and participate, right? I'm a college professor as well, so I know all too well the students that just sit in the back and listen. And I always say, if you just participate, it's so much more fun. It goes by faster, and you remember all the things. So, if you are here with us, I'd love to just, we've got our comments on here. I'd love you to comment below. I'm ready. I'm here. Let's go. So we can start to get some energy in that comment section. And I'd love for you to pop where you're tuning in from. I saw a few people. I see a few Canadians in here. I saw a few more people from Toronto, from all over the place. So we'd love for you to pop in there. We've got people tuning in.
I see them. We are ready and here.
Yes.
They're ready. Everybody's excited.
Awesome.
Right.
Really quickly, I'm going to just go through. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of our posts and things like that about what to expect this week. But for some of you that have just kind of come in really quickly, like today or even yesterday, I'm going to just go through real quick what each day, what the topics are, and then we'll get right into day one's content. So this week, today, day one, we're diving into clarity and mindset, which is absolutely everything. We always start here because it's the foundation of all success is how clear you are in what that looks like, and the mindset that you have to start going after your goals and start going after your dreams and making those changes in your life that you need to make. Day two, we're talking about...
Before you go to the next one, I want to just add, day one today is like key. In any program that you do, in anything that you do, whether it's in a meeting at work, whether it's leading a team, whether it's whatever it is that you're doing, day one is going to be like your foundation to your success. And believe me, I got some text messages. They're like, how are you doing all this with everything that you have going on? I'm like, because I'm very clear, I'm very focused, and we're high performers. We know how to make that happen. So please stay tuned. We're going to be continuously talking about day one. Go ahead. Let's talk about day two.
Yes, day two, we are talking all about how to become that confident decision maker, right? So many things, so many opportunities come our way. And sometimes, you might be on that side of the fence where you just want all the opportunities. So you say yes to everything. And you may be on the other side where you get sort of stopped and you get frozen and you don't know what decision to make. So you end up not making one. So we're going to teach you how to become that confident decision maker so that you never lose sleep again. You know exactly, within minutes what you should be doing. Day three, we are talking about balancing your goals, balancing your life. We give you the number one CEO secret weapon. So you definitely want to make sure you're tuning in for that, because it was a total game changer for myself and Maureen. I'm going to speak for you, but we talk about it all the time for our productivity when we started implementing this secret weapon into our life, into our day, every day. Day four is how to take your next bold move and really break through that barrier, whether it's a self-imposed one or some other kind, but to break through that barrier into those limitless opportunities. And then we're going to end the week strong with day five, moving forward with conviction. And this is really all about defining your big goals. And we're going to really push you this week to start thinking bigger, think limitless. I always love to say to people, what is your big dream? And then once they describe it, I say, go one step further, because often we limit ourselves. So we're going to be looking at what that is, and how do you move forward? What's your first step, and how do you do that with conviction, with confidence, with courage? So at the end of this week, you're going to get really clear on who you are, how you show up, and how to really unlock those limitless levels of leadership and success in your everyday life. So, are we excited to get started?
I think they're excited, Alexis. And, let me just remind those of you who are just now joining. I saw a big hike of people joining. If you missed any part of this, or if you're not able to make it to all of the sessions during the day at 1:30 Eastern. We will do a watch party at 8 p.m. in the group. If you're not in the group and you're watching this we're right now live on YouTube and on our page, then we're inviting you into our group. It's the Goal Set group. If you want more of this and you want to register at goalsetcoach.com, get the link, get the workbook, get your concierge, get set up for this really high performing, high level workshop that you'll never experience before. And it's all virtual, which is phenomenal. That's what we're creating here, is that we've got people. I saw people here from India, from Canada, Australia. We've got, oh my gosh, I saw some other people here, but Florida, Atlanta, my hometown, Atlanta here. Yeah, we've got people coming from all over the place. Really awesome. And again, we will have replays. So if you want to go back and I said, oh, you jumped on, you're like, oh, I can't do this right now. You can come back later and watch the replay. We will have a unit section in the group. You can click on that unit section. Anything that you've missed, you can, because there's going to be a lot of activity. Everybody's excited. Lots of posts that are going to happen. So you want to go to the unit section where everything is organized for you, where you can find all the recordings. Okay. Yes. All right, awesome. We got a lot of ATL in the house right now. All right, let's get started, Alexis. They're all ready. They said they're ready. Let's get started on shifting that mindset.
Yeah.
What do we need to do that? Let's get started.
Yes. So we're talking today about what is that mindset shift that all leaders need to make. And when we say leaders, yes, majority of the people that we work with are leading teams. But when we say leaders, we're talking about the leaders of your team professionally, you're the leader of your family, you're the leader of your own life. So don't let that word, sway you if you're kind of, in a different place right now. But when we're talking about leading, we're talking about sort of all of those different areas.
All of it.
Yeah, the first step in any real transformation lies in your mindset, right? Like we said, mindset is that foundation. What's the point of a foundation? If you think about when you're, building a house or building a building, that foundation has to be solid. Because if not, what happens, right? You start building on top, building on top, building on top. And if that foundation is not strong, eventually it is going to come crumbling down. And this is what we see when we see leaders, when we see people, really getting pushed into that state of overwhelm. And, it leads to exhaustion. It leads to all of those things. But sometimes people can go for a really long time. And so what happens is when that foundation is not as strong as it could be, right? It can everything can come crumbling down one day when you're not even expecting it. So I want to ask you guys, how intentional are you being every single day? This is the shift that we want you to make, is going from living your life in a state of reaction, right? Where you're waking up and you're just reacting. You're reacting to your alarm. You're reacting to your spouse at breakfast. You're reacting to that first email or that first post you see on Instagram. And that's dictating how your day starts and how your day continues. Yeah. Or are you living a life of intention?
Yeah.
Right? Are you creating that morning? Are you creating the way that your day starts and the way that your day carries on?
This is really great. Think about for those of you who are in running meetings, you have to set that intention. You have to decide what it's going to be. You have to be very, very clear what the end goal is at the end, right? That's where it's important. If you're at home, you're working from home, and you want to be clear how you want to create a space of everything is good, everything's flowing, it's not chaotic. It all starts with being clear yourself how you want to create it and being with all of it. What Alexa said is like just being with all of it. It's in who you're being. When you get clear on who you're being, that you start to show up very powerfully in every area of your life. Okay, that's in meetings. That's when you're building partnerships. If you're in a business, or if you're bringing on employees and you're managing a team, if you're an executive or a VP and you're managing a team and you really like, this is chaotic, I have all this that I have to manage. how do I be who I need to be so that everybody else is also performing at the level that it affects that ROI. We're talking about ROI as far as your, your wealth, your health, your relationship, your time, your energy, all of those things. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about ROI. All of those taken into factor. It's not just the business aspect of it, it's also in your environment, your community environment, and who you're being. So really great. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I see a few of the comments, and it's in relating it to, business, which is absolutely key. But, how intentional are you in your relationships every day? How intentional are you in your health journey every single day? Right? How intentional are you with how you spend your time, your free time, your work time? In order to be intentional and start making real progress, you have to be clear on where you are, where you want to go, and how you want to get there, right? And real clarity, when we're talking about being clear on the vision, whether that is your values, what's important to you, your dreams and goals, and where you want to go, this clarity can only come through self-reflection and evaluation, right? If you don't know where you are because you're constantly reacting, right? And you're pulled this way and you're pulled this way, and that seems good, so we'll go over there, and then, oh, squirrel, something's over here, and now you're chasing this, right? A lot of us fall into that. I have squirrel syndrome. I'm telling you, I get so distracted by shiny things and fast-moving things that I have to have practices in place that remind me what's important to me, not just what could be a good opportunity or something fun or something like that. So we're talking about getting really, really clear. And there's 3 key areas that we want to, point your attention to in terms of clarity. And these areas will allow you to really quickly and steadily break through those barriers, break through the distraction, and finally start living that really fulfilling and high-performing life. So we're going to walk you through these 3 different types of clarity that we really want you guys to really dig deep and think about while you're on here with us, and even tonight if you're thinking about the homework. So the very first one is clarity of self. Okay, clarity of self.
I love this one.
We come back to this all the time. If you hang out with us a lot, you're like, Alexis, you're a broken record, Marie. We talk about clarity of self because it is so important. This is what that foundation really starts with, right? This is like that first pour of the concrete. Clarity of self. Identify who you are and how do you want to show up in life. Right? Key things. There's tons of values out there that are wonderful. There's tons of character traits and personalities and all of these things. But what is the most important for you? How would you define yourself? What are some words that maybe come to mind when you think about defining the very best of who you are, the very best qualities and values that you have?
It's so important to know who you are and how you're showing up. Sometimes you'll be like, I don't really know who it is that I am. Be more about not what it is that you're doing, but how you're being in everything, right? So think about when you're being yourself. Are you being happy? Are you being joyous? Are you being intentional? Are you being, collaborative? Are you being emotionally connected? How are you being? So when you're sitting in a meeting, are you being curious? Or are you being, are you being more resistant? Or are you being, less collaborative? When you're sitting with your family, are you being fun and playful? Or are you being helpful? How are you being? That's the word. Those are the words that you want to look at as far as clarity of self. It's not what you're doing. When you get clarity of yourself, it'll show through the doing, and you'll start attracting. So those of you who are saying, how to attract the right clients? How did we grow so quickly from in December, we had 700 in our group to almost 1,500 now? How did we do it? It was who we were being. We were being, supportive. We were being funny. If you see some of our pictures, we got mustache.
We're hilarious.
We have a lot of fun, actually. When you have our meetings, we have a lot of fun. But that's who we're being. No matter what it is that we're doing, we're having fun. We're bringing play. We're being limitless, right? We were like, okay, we have no boundaries. We can create whatever it is that we want. So what is it that we want to create? Because we believe that we can create whatever it is. That's who we're being, limitless, right? So that's what this is about. What happens with high achievers is that they're doing and doing and doing. Yep, I got that. Yep, I got that. Then they lose themselves at who they are. You know, think about if you're a people pleaser, if you're a perfectionist, if you're an overachiever. Look, I was all of those things. I've been where you've been, where you are possibly, right? And it took me to really shift who I was being when I got very clear on how to, you know, say no, or how to be very confident in those meetings, how to be fun and connected with my children, or with my husband, my spouse. It literally took shifting that, getting very, very clear of who I'm being for me to get there. So Alexis, tell them, how do they do that?
Yeah. So what we want you to do is I want you to come up with 3 words that best define when you are acting from your highest self, from your best self. 3 words that when you say those words, you feel that shift internally. Like I'll share with you. And then, okay, before I share, the other thing to remember is that I want you to choose words that truly resonate with you, even if that's not how you've been showing up lately. That is okay. Okay. One of my words is present. Being present when I'm ever really, when I'm doing something. If I'm reading a book, I want to be able to absorb what I'm reading. I don't want to be distracted thinking of 10 things or doing 10 things. When I'm with my kids, I want to be a present mom. When I'm with my partner, I want to be a present wife. When I'm in a conversation with somebody else. So that word present, it really means something to me. And when I say it, I feel like something shifts in me when I'm like, Alexis, be present. That's that little mindset shift that I need all the time. Doesn't mean I nail it all the time. There are times when I'm with my kids and trying to make a post on Instagram and I'm not 100% present. So I'm not going to beat myself up, right? That is a word that means something to me that I am striving to continue to be and to be more often. So if you're like, I don't know what words define me, one way to do it too is, who do you look up to, right? Is there someone that you really admire? What are some of the things about them that you admire? Not to say they have to be, you know, your words, but if there's something that you really are like, I love this and I wish I did that more often, or whatever it may be, that can help you to sort of find these words. And you may not come up with them, you know, while we're on this call with you guys right now. It may take a little bit of really thinking, because like I said, you want those words to mean something, not just throwing a couple, you know, great adjectives or great qualities down on a paper. It should really, like, when you say it, you're like, yes, like this is how I show up. And it's going to be different for everyone. Okay.
Check out the words that we're getting. Do you see that on the screen? Yes. Sadia is saying she's powerful, confident, passionate. Now you can really feel that that's a being. That when she says, I am powerful, I am confident, I am passionate, she's going to bring being that in any interaction that she has today. Right? So really think about what those 3 words are. Here's another one. Let's see here. I saw one here. Heartbeat said learner, empath, collaborative. Yes. So learner, think about learner that's something that you're doing. Think about being curious or exploring. Who is it that you're being? Right? So maybe it's curious. Empath, yes, empathize. That is a way of being, like empathizing and listening, or, you know, being with that person. Collaborative is also a doing, but it's also, I think, being open, right? Is being open, and yeah, collaborative, I think, works as well. Yeah, it's a great word. I use that sometimes. Another one is limitless.
Love it.
Present, super intuitive. I like that. Oh. It's a new one. I like that. That's like being connected, I think. That's what it sounds like to me. Here's another one. We got, and I'm not getting your names, guys. If you're on stream with StreamYard, you have to accept it to allow to show your name. So it just says Facebook group on our Facebook user on our end. But it's engaged, genuine, and confident. And where I get genuine is like really sincere. I love that. Engaged, they're very present, right? We've got another one, organized, clarity, confidence. So organized is a doing. Who are you being when you're being organized? How are you being? Is it that you're focused? How is it that you're being? So look at it that way. We did confident, creative. I love creative. That's awesome. Confident, creative, and responsible. Responsible. I like that one. Yeah.
And the thing with clarity is that it is gonna change over the course of your life, right? As we enter different stages of life, depending on where you are and what's happening around you, your clarity is going to shift. So this should be a practice that you continuously check back in on to make sure things are still in alignment, right? So when you're talking these 3 words, I have 2 young kids. They're 3 and my oldest is going to be 7 tomorrow. I can't believe it. Maureen has 2 teenage daughters. So we're in different stages of life with our kids. So our words might be different, and mine may shift when my kids are teenagers and and I'm doing other things, right? So it's okay. You're not going to be stuck to these words. And if ever, a word kind of doesn't feel as good as it did at one point, that's okay. Then that just means that you've evolved and you've grown, and there's something else that's going to come and take its place. And so once you get these 3 words that you feel real good about, I want you to put them somewhere. One of the best places to put it is in your phone. Create a label and a reminder, and have it go off once or twice a day. I love this happening first thing in the morning. Like maybe it's your alarm, if you use an alarm on your phone to wake up every morning, and you wake up and you see the words. Maybe if you're not the type of person that has your phone all the time, maybe it's a sticky note on your bathroom mirror. Maybe it's a note on your laptop. Maybe it's your screensaver. Put these 3 words somewhere. And this is just a challenge for you guys for this week. I hope you keep it up past this week. But put these 3 words somewhere where you're going to walk past it, see it multiple times a day. And when you catch them, take 30 seconds. Okay? Yes. Right? Take 30 seconds.
Right here.
And say and think and feel those words and be like, is my behavior in alignment with my values? Is my behavior or the actions that I'm taking today in alignment with what I've defined as truly important to me and the type of person that I want to be and how I want to show up? And it's such a simple exercise, but it is such a powerful one when you are intentional, when you are, connecting with those words, because hey, sometimes you can see it. I have alarms that pop up on my phone all the time for different things. And when I see it, sometimes it catches me in that moment where my kids are like, Mommy, can you play? And I'm like, yeah, 1 second. I'm just doing something over here. And then the alarm comes up and I'm like, crap, there is that present. And that's the time that I've said, no, I'm with my kids, that I'm, 100% there. It makes me put my phone down instantly. I don't even finish what I was doing, right? Because it reminds me of the type of mom I want to be. Okay. So clarity of self, really tapping into what that means. And that's how you should be showing up. Like Maureen said, in every task, in every activity, in every situation. That should be something that should be in the back of your mind as you're doing life.
That's right.
Keeps you on the path. Amazing. Okay. The second key area of clarity is what we call social clarity. High performers, those like peak performers, they navigate social situations with confidence and grace. And you might look at them and just be like, wow, how do they do that? How do they know what to say? And every time I talk to this person, I feel good about myself after. If you ever have those friends where you're just like, like I need to talk to this person more often because I feel good after that conversation. Chances are that was intentional. They thought about what they wanted to bring to that experience, that conversation, that quick interaction, right? They were very intentional with what they wanted to create. They didn't just stumble into a conversation or into an activity and just be like, well, let's see how this goes, right? They were intentional about how they wanted you to feel when you left, when the conversation was over. So social clarity, another great exercise, just like we talked with the 3 words of clarity of self, is coming up with words that you want, words that define the situation or the experience that you want to create when you're interacting with others. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to add because somebody had mentioned that they don't want to react when something goes wrong. They want to be powerful in that. Like how you said, when things are happening, when things aren't going your way, or you get some news that kind of just shifts you. You have to also, in that instance, how are you going to show up for the people around you? Are you going to be compassionate? Are you going to be calm? Are you going to be, we can work with anything that comes at us. Now, if that's how you're going to be, who do you need to be at that moment? You need to be clear. You need to be confident. You need to be curious. How can we help? Whatever that is. I don't know what it is that the person is actually dealing with, but explore. If you can look back. We do this a lot. A self-assessment, very important. We're going to talk more about that throughout the week, is do a self-assessment for yourself and say, how did I didn't show up as my best self there. How could I have handled it a little bit differently? And here's the beauty about it. You can actually clean that up. There's been times where I reacted to what my husband said to me. I'm just like, nope, blah, blah, blah. But later I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I had all this stuff and I didn't really listen to what you had to say. And I just immediately stopped you and said, blah, 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 like, I'm not dealing with it right now. And that's not my best self. And I can imagine that it impacted you, that I don't care what you have to say. So as soon as I said it, he was like, yeah, I did actually. And thank you for saying something about that. I said, so I apologize. And that's not my best self and I will do better. And so what I've asked him to do is hold me accountable for bringing joy. And if I'm not bringing joy, like he's like, Maureen, you're not being a joy to be with right now. And I'll be like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just tired. Maybe I need to just have some time to myself, get myself together. Thank you. And I don't take it in offense because I'm a high performer. He is not putting me down. He's reminding me what I'm committed to, who I'm being. So tell people. We're going to talk a lot about tell people what you're up to. Put it out there. Be with people. Let them know who you are. Nobody's going to toot your own horn except yourself. So be confident in doing that. And just say, today, I'm just not feeling it. I'm going to take a step back. I'm not being my best self. I think I need to take care of myself. And notice if there's a pattern of that happening, then you need to start incorporating. And we'll talk about all that this week, is if there's a pattern of that, I'm not feeling good in the dip in the week or in your month or whatever, how do you catch yourself in front of that so you don't get there? High performers, they know how to stay right here. They don't do this. And if they do catch themselves doing this, then they say, what's happening? What did I not have in place that caused me to go up and down? Right? Yeah. So that's what you want to do. And if you're going down, you don't want to stay down, right? If you're going down, you want to come right back up. Come right back up. Because you're going to have feelings. We have feelings. Totally have feelings. But how to get back out of it. So those are the tools that we teach you. All right. So
And I love, Maureen, what you just said there. I just want to just sort of re-emphasize it, is that, when you realize when you're having a bad day or you have a bad interaction or you just aren't feeling like yourself, when you're clear on what's important to you, who you are and how you're showing up and what experience you want to create when you're with others, and it doesn't go right, you can then go back and say, okay, was I present? Right? Which is one of my words. Was I vibrant? Which is one of my words. So, and then you could easily be like, "Ooh, no, I wasn't," and then course correct, like you mentioned, Maureen. Right? It's not about beating yourself up and saying, "Oh, like I just ruined that experience, or I just ruined that relationship, or whatever it is." You can always make the change. You can always take the next right step, the next right action for whatever situation you found yourself in. So that social clarity is so key because it also helps other people know what to expect from you, right? You, especially in business, but in personal life as well, you want to be sort of that go-to person in sort of one key area. Like what can your friends rely on you for? What can your team members rely on you for? What can your colleagues rely on you for? And when you're very, very clear and you're acting in integrity every single day, that quickly becomes apparent to everyone around you. And that's when really, great relationships can become even deeper relationships. And you can really get present to sort of what you are creating for yourself and the legacy that you're building while you're still here, right? And we talk a lot about legacy in what we do, and that's something that should be guiding you every day, right? You don't want to look back, at the end of the road and be like, geez, I wish I did that, right? We want to be assessing as we go. So clarity of self is that first one. Who are you and how are you showing up? Social clarity is the second one. Who are you being when you're interacting with others? And what experience is important for you to create and for you to take responsibility for?
We were on clarity of skill.
Go in there now. Number 3 is clarity of skill.
Yes.
Yeah. So number 3 is clarity of skill. And this is the secret to learning new skills and consistently outperforming others over the long term, is being really clear on what you either, the skills that you currently have and refining them, or the skills that you're going to need for where you're going, right? We don't wait until we get there and then say, oh, shoot, I guess I should take that course back there. We start building them now so that when you get there, you're better prepared. And so high performers are constantly assessing their current and future skill set, right? What am I great at now? And what should be on my radar? What should I be working on that's going to help me in the future as I begin to move forward? And they're mapping out their skill development on a weekly basis. So if you were to look at a high performer's calendar, over the course of, let's say, a month, you would really easily be able to tell what they're working on right now. Right? If you think about your own calendar, do you have anything like that on there? Is there anything that you're currently working on outside of, the things that you have to because of your job or you have to because of your business? Right?
This is really great because it's really, really important that you're carving out time for your own self-growth. And high performers, limitless leaders, they are always making sure they're working on their self-growth. They assess themselves, they see what's missing. They get into communication. If they don't know what it is exactly that they need, they have a community of people around them that they can trust, and advise them objectively, right? You want to make sure they're objectively, and they make sure that they can turn to them and say, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. I know that I've got these. Are there any other skill sets that I need to start working and developing in order to get where I want to get to? Have those conversations. Whatever it is that you want to create for yourself, if it's, I don't know, even if it's in your team building, you're in corporate America, okay? I do this all the time. This is what we're trying to accomplish. This is our end game. This is our manage your business objectives. And what KPIs, key performance indicators, do I need to make sure that I'm on track to achieving those? And what skill sets do we need to make sure that are in our team? I do this all the time. Like, okay, we're collaborating with this department. I do consulting, by the way, with Kraft Heinz. And this is what I do, is team building and collaboration. And we bring people in to make things happen, right? We have a big vision, and what do we need to make that happen? Being very clear on what skill sets that you need in order for that to happen. Now, if you're writing a book, for example, and maybe you don't know how to do an outline or how to publish, or you need a structure in place. So maybe that clarity of skill is bringing in a coach to help you along the way, right? So be very clear what it is that you need. And I just wanted to mention, as we're talking about this, in the back of your workbook, there's a page that says the clarity chart. You should be entering all of these words in there. And you can change these words at any time. I change mine all the time. You can change it today, you can change it tomorrow, I can change it tonight. It's all up to you on who you want to be, and try it on. There's some that stick with me for a long time. And those of you who are, I'm 43, so I've got some decades under me, a couple of decades, So notice that when I reflect, in the 20s, I was focusing on something else. In my 30s, I was focusing on something else. In my 40s, I'm focusing on something else. So notice that we go through seasons in our life. So that just goes to show that you can be flexible with yourself and be easy. And if there's things that you're getting stuck on, that's okay. That's where you need to be stuck in order for you to grow out of it. There's something for you to learn in that situation. And that's where you start applying that clarity of self, your social clarity, your clarity of skill. Try different things on and see what really sticks and what really feels good. And watch other people that you admire. Watch what values and how are they showing up. And if you really like that, you admire, really think about that. How can you apply that for yourself? All right.
Yes, and I love it. And I'm going to steal a comment here. Fritz, I see you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad you're here. But he said, for one thing, he's here online to increase awareness, right? Absolutely. All of you are here and we're drawn to this workshop for a reason. Maybe there is a skill. Maybe you saw something in one of the days, something that was like, ooh, I would love to learn more about that. That's the mindset that we want you to have. So I want to take a second and just honor you and congratulate you guys for actually saying, hang on, this is important to me. And there's something in here I feel like I could learn. I feel like I could explore or improve upon. And you're here now. So that is amazing. And that is the mindset that we want you to have. When you see something, it's great to say, oh, that's interesting. It's another thing to say, hey, that's interesting. Let me learn more about it. Right. And it could potentially open up new doors, new opportunities that you could probably never even imagine for yourself. So absolutely incredible. Definitely want you guys to take some time. I know we went through this fairly quickly, but do let some of those words sit with you. And, and that's one of the first homework threads that we want you to participate on and share those clarity of self words. And sometimes this is great. We are an open sharing community. So if you see a word that you love, feel free to steal it because nobody owns the words. Sometimes you have an idea, but it's hard to just get the actual word and you might see it. So this is why we love the homework post, because it gives everyone a chance to be able to share information and, spark different ideas, like almost like a mastermind brainstorming kind of session. So we really encourage you guys to to drop that in and really think about it and try, like Maureen said, try the words on, sit with it, and then put them somewhere so that you see them over the course of this week.
Alexis, what are your 3 words? Can you share with the group? I know I want to know. Who wants to know? Alexis, 3 words. What are your 3 words, Alexis, that you live and die by right now?
Right now, so my first word is present, as I mentioned. So that lives on almost all of my lists all the time because it's just something that is really important to me. The experiences I've gone through over and over, it's like a message in my face saying, be present in the morning or in the moment. Don't miss these things. So present is always one that lives on my list. Vibrant is another. I think that life is meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be fun. And I want to remind myself that when life gets heavy, there's always an opportunity to bring in some light, to bring in some vibrancy, to sort of bring that joy into whatever situation. And then my third sometimes changes. Right now, my third for me is loving, or it was kindness, loving. It's just to be able to show love more freely, especially now. It has changed because we were in lockdown and I was finding I was not my normal loving self after a few months of quarantining. So I've changed that. I want to be able to be loving, right, more often and be able to show that. So those are my 3 words right now. Maureen?
So present, vibrant, and loving. And let me tell you, Alexis, I feel that from you. Every time we interact, I can be a testament to this, that I feel this from her because that's who she's being. I didn't know what her 3 words, because I know it changes every time, like it changes every now and then. I didn't even know, but as she said it, I was like, yeah, she's absolutely being that. So, yeah. Now, I know we're running out of time. I'm going to share mine really quick, and then we'll close it out. We'll tell you what's going to happen for the rest of the evening and into the rest of the week. So mine is, can you guess? Limitless, right? Limitless, because it's really important for me. How many of you are stuck with getting in your own way, that confidence, that not being motivated? I was in that place. I was stuck. I was literally stuck. I didn't know what it is I wanted to do in my life. Didn't know who I was being. I was stuck in that people-pleasing mode where I was just doing the things. Okay, you want this? Yeah, I got it. You want that? I got it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not take care of that? Let me take care of it. I was just doing the things. And what happened was I didn't know who I was and who I was being, right? So being limitless was really important, that I can really be whoever it is that I want and go limitlessly. Whatever we want to create in our business, in our home, in my team, we can create it. We just have to know that we have access to any tools. Look, you all are powerful people. You are resourceful people. You have the community around you that is supporting you in this group, in your home and outside. And if you don't, then ask them. Ask them to contribute in your life. One of the things I struggled with is doing it all myself. Once I got past that, getting out of my own way and allowing people to contribute, my whole life expanded to a whole nother level. And I'm talking about, I have a nonprofit, I have a couple of businesses, I do consulting, I have a family. How do I do it? Because it's who I'm being. I can think limitlessly, and I've got the support from my home, from this community, in my workplace. I've built structures in place to support in whatever it is that I'm doing. And how do I do that? Making sure that they also have the support that they need from me. So that's how you start to attract people and build that community for yourself. And that's what Limitless Leaders do. Now that's my first one. The second one is vibrant. People always say, how are you always smiling? I'm like, I don't know. I have to have fun. I have to play. Alexis, you put on your thing, we work hard and we play even harder. Before I had my tagline, my professional tagline, it was there for many years. Work hard, play hard. And so when you wrote that, I was just like, yes, I found my person who totally gets who I am. I work hard and I play hard. It's why people want to be on my team, why people want to be working with me, or why people are attracted to me, because I have fun. I bring light to it. Life is too short. I've lost a lot of people in my family. It's just, I've lived when you get to know me, my childhood was not the best. It was great, actually, but it was not the best with the circumstances. But I made the most of it. And the way I did it was I was always positive and always out looking forward. And that's how I got myself past all of the pain and the hurt and whatever trauma I had gone through, right? So you can get out of there. So vibrance is important to me. And then connected. What people tell me is like, why can I talk to you so easily? I didn't imagine that I was going to come on the phone and tell you my whole life story. I said, because I hold a space of no judgment. There's no judgment of who you are or who you're being. I'm just focused on myself, who I'm being, to allow you to have the space to be authentic, and whatever it is that you want to say or bring, that you are safe to say that. That's why you guys feel that way when you're around me. And because I don't judge people. Who am I to judge? I judge myself all day long. I don't need to be judging other people. Who am I to judge? We're all going through the things, is what I've heard and learned from people. And it's not conducive for my growth if I'm going to be judging you. So I'm always judging myself in the sense that I'm assessing where I am and where it is that I want to go. I'm not going to compare with you. I'm not going to compare. I'll be inspired by you. Or I'll know in things when things have not gone the right way for me. So many things, like Alexis and I, we've maybe made the wrong investment or hired the wrong coach. And we say, well, now we know that's not what we want in the future, right? So look at it as a learning experience when things don't go your way. Now you know that's not what you want. If somebody spoke to you a certain way, now you know that's not what you want. Right? So start there. If you know all the things that you don't want, then you can write out all the things you do want. Such an easy place. It's so simple, right? So start doing that now, because we all know all the negative things that are happening. If you flip that around to what it is that you want, then you'll get there. All right, so we've got a couple minutes left. I know everybody's on their lunch break, so let's close this out. And so the rest of the week, for those of you who joined late, so that you know, if you haven't registered, if you're not joining us from the Goal Set group, you need to make sure you go to goalsetcoach.com and register so you can get our workbooks. So here's the front page of our workbook, right? And you get assigned your own personal concierge. That concierge is going to be with you throughout the 5 days to make sure if you can't find a recording, they'll show you where the recording is. If you can't find your workbook, they'll give you the workbook. If you want to talk to us, they will make a book an appointment with us so that you can talk to us. They will connect you with us. All right. So anything that it is that you need, that's what they're there for. We're high performers. We want to make sure you're getting a high performing, we imagine that if you were in a conference center, you would have concierge or people, the host that would be making sure that you're taken care of, bringing you bottles of water, whatever it is that you need a pen, bring you a pen. We don't have that, because we can't do that virtually, but we do have concierge
to make sure figure out a way in the future to give you to be able to do
maybe
that.
We can create that. I'm already thinking limitlessly. I've heard of virtual things where we actually send a box to your home where you've got the water and the pen and the notebook and the things that you need. We just can't supply you the bathroom. That's on your own. But if you don't know where your bathroom is, that's a problem. So anyway, but that's what these concierge are here. They're here to make sure that you have somebody to talk to, what you're dealing with, and they are letting us know every evening. We're connecting with them, finding out what's happening in the group, who's dealing with what. We'll know who you are. We'll be in there in the DMs commenting or in the post commenting, praising you guys along, because this is what we love. We built this community. It's a very community-centered group where we're supporting each other. If you're not here to support each other, then this may not be the group that you want to be, okay? Because you're going to get supported and we're going to support the heck out of you, and it may be annoying. So if you don't like that, you can go. I'm just joking. So, all right. So unit section, where all the recordings will be, all the homework action items that you need to do, make sure you post them. It's at the bottom of page 1, what you need to do. Find the thread. It'll be posted shortly after we conclude here for you to put your homework up. All right. And then at 8 p.m., if you want to see us again, you love our energy, we will have a replay at 8 p.m. this evening. And then we'll be back with day 2 tomorrow. Same time, same place at 1:30 Eastern. Okay. And I should tell you, if you want reminders, because a lot of you were asking, can you guys remind me? If you're in the US, it only works in the US and Canada, then you can text us. So concierge, if you can put that down, they can text remind to 404-737-3299. And that way you will get text reminders when we're about to go live. And then you can click on that link and it'll bring you right into the group so you can see us live. All right, simple as that. All right, everyone. Thank you, concierge. See, this is what I'm talking about. Personal concierge. They just take care of you. All right, Alexis, let's wrap this up. We went over in a minute.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Come on back tomorrow. Catch the replays, catch the watch parties. We've got some incredible tools for you tomorrow and some actual formulas. So you're definitely going to want to have your notebook ready.
Yeah, I'm an analyst. I love formulas. Let's go. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye, everyone.